right, so as usual on a Wednesday, African Perspective, coming up at 9 o'clock on the SABC News channel. Joining me now is the SABC's foreign editor and executive producer of African Perspective, being anchored by Peter Ndoro this evening. Ma'am Sophie, thank you very much for your time. So you're talking quite a full program tonight. An update on the coronavirus, the US Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, also in Africa, as well as the economic situation in Zimbabwe.
Yes, Mike Pompeo in Africa, visiting countries such as Senegal, Angola, Ethiopia, and sending a strong message to the South African government about the land policy, something that's not going to be received very well by the South African government. We know that previously President Ramaphosa and President Donald Trump had to deal with this issue. And secondly, we know that there's no turning back in terms of the land redistribution, but also amendment of the Constitution to ensure that there's land available for those who didn't have land or whose land was confiscated years ago, because the struggle has always been about land. And then the issue of coronavirus, it looks like Africa is working hard to ensure that we don't experience problems. We know that there was a case reported in Egypt, but fortunately that was brought under control, and there was a training in Nairobi, Kenya, where World Health Organization and the AU work together to ensure that we are up to the task. And then the other issue is the situation in Zimbabwe. We know it's not business as usual in Zimbabwe. The economy has collapsed, and the government is trying very hard to ensure that they rebuild the economy, but it looks like it is a very difficult one. And also the issue of sanctions. So Peter Ndoro will be having guests who will be talking about Zimbabwe from both sides.
Thank you very much indeed for your time. 9 o'clock here on the SABC News channel, African Perspective with Peter Ndoro, packed program. Stay tuned for that. Let's take a short break here on The Full View. Much more coming up after that.